Joining us right now is Democratic Senator Shaheen, who's in Munich as well. She's the top Democrat on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Thanks for coming in, Senator. What are you hearing while on the ground from European leaders, and what is the message you're bringing to them?
Well, we have a very large bipartisan delegation from the United States Congress, mostly senators, but we have a number of House members as well. And we are here to reaffirm the importance of the transatlantic alliance, the importance of our European partners, and the importance of NATO. And Chancellor Merz focused on the importance of NATO, not just to European security, but also to American security. And that's a message that all of us understand very clearly.
From what you're hearing, that's the message you're bringing, but what are you hearing from other European allies? Are they nervous? Are they scared? Do they trust the United States will be there if they need it?
Well, clearly, the president's rhetoric around Greenland and Denmark has had an impact. And again, one of the reasons we're here with this bipartisan delegation is to reassure our allies that there is tremendous support in Congress. We are the Article 1 branch of the Constitution, and I hope that we're going to hear a positive message from Secretary Rubio when he speaks.
Back at home, you are all staring down at another government shutdown. You were one of the key Democratic votes to end that long shutdown back in November. What's going to happen with this one?
I don't think it's clear yet. I think there is a real understanding among the American public that ICE has taken horrific actions when American citizens are being killed in the street by a federal agency. Then it's time to reform that agency. And that's what this fight is about. We need to reform ICE. They have a legitimate role to play securing our borders, but they do not have a role terrorizing American citizens, shooting people in the streets as roving bands with masks. That is not what Americans want to see, and so we need to fix that. I hope the Trump administration will come to the table and work with us on this, because this is not a Democrat or Republican concern. It is an American concern.
Right now, when it comes to the politics of it, it is Democrats versus Republicans on Capitol Hill in terms of what's going to happen and when funding is going to run out. Republicans think they have the upper hand. One of the reasons being, over the summer, they were able to pass billions and billions of additional dollars for ICE, enough, they argue, to cover operations for months, if not years to come. So a shutdown now, they're saying, are going to hit not ICE, but agencies like FEMA and TSA. Here's Senator Bernie Moreno, what he said. Democrats can take the DHS appropriations bill, or they can shut down FEMA, Coast Guard, TSA, Secret Service. That's up to them. Are you ready for that?
Well, it's not the Democrats, it's the Republicans' unwillingness to negotiate with us that's the problem. And look, it's in their interest to address the excesses that ICE has been showing all Americans. All you have to do is turn on the television at night and see the horrific pictures of masked people arresting and detaining American citizens and putting them in detention centers that have been described as concentration camps. So I don't think that's in Republicans' interest long term to do that. They need to come to the table. They need to work with us to get this done.
So one of the demands that had been made in order for Democrats to get on board with funding was that DHS, funding for DHS, was that ICE get out of Minnesota. Now that they've just announced yesterday that they are ending the surge operation there, does that get you closer to yes?
Well, it depends on what happens with ICE. Are they going to be pulled out of Minneapolis and sent into 5 other cities around the country, which is what President Trump has suggested? Are they going to reform the way they operate? Are they still going to have masks? Are they going to go into people's homes without warrants and search homes? Are they going to detain American citizens? Again, are they going to detain children? That's what people are so upset about. And this needs to be fixed. It is not America when we have federal agents roaming our cities with masks on, arresting people and shooting people without any accountability. That's what this is about. And Americans want to see something happen. And it's in Donald Trump's interest and it's in the Republican interest to work with us to fix this. And they know that. That's why they're coming to the table, because they're seeing the polls. They understand that Americans are outraged about this.
Senator Jean Shaheen from Munich today. Thank you so much for coming in.